What's up, gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. In this video, we are going to talk about the controversial video that Austin Holloman made. Are passport bros selling you a dream? Is he right? Is he wrong? Let's get into it. But before we do that, make sure to smash the like button. Costs you nothing, means the world to me, helps me out with the algorithm, and I would truly appreciate it if you could do that for me. That would be much appreciated. So with all that good stuff out of the way, let's get into this video. Now, here is the thing. Context is really important in this conversation. That's why in my videos, I give you guys a lot of context, even though it makes for a less watchable or less enjoyable viewing experience, because without the proper context, you are likely to make mistakes and not have viable information that applies to you. So here is what I would say. Passport bros aren't necessarily selling you a dream because they are right in the sense that it is a much better experience than what you would receive in the United States. For example, I don't remember who I was talking to or where I was talking to them, but let's say in the United States, you're not able to get any women at all, but you are able to get women in a different country. That is undoubtedly a better experience. Or say you're able to get a 5 in America, but you can get a 5 or 6 or what may have you in Colombia or Brazil or Thailand. Well, that's great, but the thing is that 5 or 6 in Thailand or Brazil or Colombia is likely going to be more friendly, cooperative, feminine than the 5 in the United States, which is also, once again, a better experience. And so as it relates to that fact, they are not selling you a dream. It is a better experience, and in general, you're going to get higher quality women in foreign countries if you're coming from any major Western country for the most part. And here's another thing I should probably touch on. Passport bros is kind of a very loose term. Some people think it's black dudes. Some people are saying it's guys who just travel for dating and relationships. But then you see a bunch of passport bros or supposed passport bros who are doing P4P and Weekend Warrior, which really doesn't jive with the fact that, yeah, I'm looking for a relationship, I'm looking for a girlfriend, yada, yada, yada. That's why I talk about getting residency so that you can stay in these places long term if you're actually looking for a wife, a girlfriend, or something serious. Because for the most part, you're not going to get something serious if you're just passing through for a week here and there. Now, here is one thing I will say. They are probably embellishing the dream a little bit for a better watching experience, a better viewer experience, for more watch time. They're catering to the algorithm, and they're catering to your subconscious desires. And so they're showing you what you want, and they are tapping into your psychology to help you validate that you are right by going to another country. And here is where the context thing really comes into play. They are embellishing the dream without telling you everything that they are doing or all the work that they had to put in order to get their current results. Which is frankly part of the reason I started this channel, because there was a lot of BS coming out about Colombia, coming out about Thailand. I had a video when I had like 200 subscribers or something about Thailand, get like 30,000 views or something like that, and the people who actually spent time in Thailand commented and said, yeah, this is what you can really expect in Thailand. And to give proper context, once again, I say in that video, look, your experience is definitely going to be different if you do P4P versus organic normal dating. To sum it up, in that video, I say, look guys, dating has gotten harder abroad. You aren't going to be able to just show up with your passport, say you're an American, and have women bowing to your feet. And this also applies to places in Europe as well, like Poland. They aren't going to just bow at your feet and be like, oh, my Lord and Savior from America, take me to the United States. A lot of people, hate to break it to you, don't even want to go to the United States. And frankly, those are probably the women you should actually entertain, because they are likely not interested in your money or your passport or just getting to the United States and then saying, see ya. But that's a topic for a whole nother video. And so in that video, I talk about, hey, you're not going to show up there looking like a sack of potatoes and just crush it. Those days are long gone. I don't care how tall you are. I don't care what skin color you are. If you don't have your stuff together, you're not going to have success. And this obviously flew in the face of a lot of stuff coming out of Thailand. I also talk about how people in some of these countries are giving you dating experience from 5-10 years ago, and now they're married. And so you probably shouldn't put a whole lot of stock into the things they are saying, because 5 to 10 years ago, much different than the modern day. And so as it relates to that, they kind of are selling you a dream. But that is if you don't have the proper context. So if you are a low value guy who's having no success in the States, then yes, you are being sold a dream that everything is just flowers and rainbows if you go overseas. Now, if you're a mid to high value guy watching that exact same video and you go overseas, then you're likely not being sold a dream, because that is going to be more reflective of your actual experience, because you've put in the work prior to going to a different country. That's why in my videos I have mentioned multiple times that if you're not having any success at all in the United States, you probably aren't going to have any success in a foreign country. Now, if you're having minimal success, then yeah, you're probably going to be able to do a little bit better in a foreign country. And if you're having a lot of success, then you're going to get access to those higher quality women, and those are the women that you will be able to deal with. And it's going to be easier to find those women on average than a place in the United States. But as I mentioned previously, all of this is built around context. And like I said, context doesn't make for a great YouTube video, because if you have to sit there for 5 minutes and tell people, okay, look, you need to have your stuff together. You need to be looks maxing, or whatever you want to call it. You need to be in the gym. You need to have money. You need to dress well. You need to have all this stuff in place in order to get the kind of success that I am having. Well, a lot of men don't want to hear that, because most men just want their ego stroked. They just want you to tell them what you want to hear. And frankly, this was one of the things that I pointed out in this community. You had guys selling move to Colombia courses or what may have you, and just acting like everything's peaches and cream when it's not. Or they hold things back for consultations, which, be my guest, be a capitalist, I don't care. But if you're holding things back for consultations and not really giving people the truth, that's kind of effed up in my opinion. So with all that said, context is really, really important. That's also why when people leave comments under my videos, I say, look, I really can't answer that question without the context of your situation. I don't know if you're super overweight. I don't know how much money is a lot or a little to you. I don't know any of these things, so I can't give you an all-encompassing picture without really getting to know your situation, which is why I opened the Patreon. Shout out the Patreon. You can find the link somewhere down below, because that way I can actually learn about your situation, who you are, and what you're looking for, rather than just giving you some random answer that lacks context. So to some extent, I believe Austin is right. Passport bros, depending on who they are talking to, are selling a dream, or at least embellishing the dream to some extent. But on the other end of the spectrum, they're not just making things up, because the experience overseas is definitely superior to modern day dating in the United States in pretty much every single way. But the fact of the matter is, whether they know it or not, a lot of the men that they are talking to aren't having a lot of success in the United States. So they will go from the United States, where they're not having success at all, show up in Colombia or Brazil or wherever, or what may have you, and they're still not going to have success. And then they go, oh my God, my experience was terrible. they're racist, they're classist, they're this, they're that. When in reality, the fact of the matter is, it still takes effort, it still takes social skills. It takes more than just being an American and showing up to some country. Because as I've mentioned previously in my videos, there are men in their respective countries who are going to be pretty solid competition. And the higher level women are obviously going to have access to these men. So that's going to wrap up this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? And what is a passport bro? I still can't figure it out for the life of me, because I always see passport bro and then these guys are doing P for P. When I've been told that passport bros are going overseas for dating, and dating implies long-term relationships, whether they work out or not. So, like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. And as always, peace, much love.